What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Primary Hunter here to do not a live reaction, just a reaction to World Trigger Chapter 84. Let's go! That's actually the name of the title. Oh my days. Well, first of all, I'm gonna apologize for the light there. Can't do nothing about it. Just appreciate the Jesus walking light. Just appreciate the aura of greatness. This guy, Osamu Kimug, Osamu Mikumo. That guy, he's going in. I want to see what he does. Okay, this is gonna be just me fanboying because I love this series. I'm loving the series so far. Um, because this guy, I've been having my eye on him. I want to see what this guy will do. Um, I think like not too long ago, what's it called? Shonen Jump had a interview with the editor of World Trigger, and then he was talking about how like talking about how strength about like how Osamu kind of has like this different kind of strength and power, and as the series progresses, we'll see more of that. So that right over there just made me a bit more interested in him. Plus, I like his character because he's not a strong character. He's not a beast like Yuma Kuga. He's not a Yuma Kuga, even though I love my Yuma Kuga, because Yuma Kuga is an absolute beast. But he's not a Yuma Kuga. He's one of those characters, like, if I was going to, like, relate this to One Piece, he would be an Usopp type character, in the sense that, like, he's weak, but he has to use his ingenuity, and he uses what he has, which I like that type. I love those type of characters. Because I find their fights a lot more interesting than like just a straight up power baller. Well, I would say a lot more interesting, but okay, when I say interesting, I don't mean better. I'll just say different, and it makes the series more fresh. If you get what I'm saying. Should I add this to a why I like or the Y series? Because I need to do more videos on the Y series. But this is just a reaction video. So, and like, I was really impressed with him like during the large and scale invasion arc. In fact, I was impressed with everyone. I don't think in that arc there was barely any fodder. I don't like, apart from like obviously like the 32 um trainees that got caught and fucking replica. Man, I didn't cry, and I wasn't going to cry, but I felt when replica got captured and you're just saying, Osamu, take care of Yuma. I was like, oh no, I still feel for that because like one of the things how I like how they did it, and this is probably just gonna be a reaction and just like probably a reaction to the large scale invasion arc and post really because I'm going all aboard. But one of the things I liked about it is that like the way they ended replica, they done it ambiguously, and I feel like the previous chapter touched on that as well. They did it ambiguously, so we don't know whether he's alive or not. So, like, for a story standpoint, we can hope that he's dead. No, because I like replica, but like we can hope that he's dead for both for Kuga and Osamu. Or what would be really better is if the enemy takes control of replica and turned him against them. But like, if he's alive and AOK will go, hey Yuma, Osamu, like I'll be fine with that because like it wasn't on some bullshit. It wasn't like they were messing with our expectations. Unlike some certain series that can't even kill a pig or a freaking cat. You know which series I'm talking about. You know which series I'm talking about. That pig should have been roasted. That pig should have been ended, roasted on like some next Thanksgiving dinner or something. But moving on. Ah, that large scale invasion arc. But like I, I one of the things I just like about Osamu is just like he's one of those type of characters like Ida Tenya from My Hero Academia. Like he's one of those type of people who has their own moral code, and like they go in like to defend that moral code or when it gets breached. And I like it. He has his own set of principles, and we've seen this earlier on with the series. Like he does stuff which are against the rules of border, and but he would do them anyway because of his own principles. Like when the neighbors were attacking the school, he was just like, I gotta go save them, my classmates. Like even if I die, even if like I have no chance of making it, I still gotta go see my classmates. And like I find it respectful that even though he done it, because like that's no different from a lot of main characters. A lot of main characters have the moral sense of code, but one of the things that like I like about it with Osamu is that Osamu's weak. Osamu's weak, and I like that because he will get like for him it's a lot more of a risk for him to go into danger than it would be for someone like Luffy or Goku. And I'm not that I'm undermining them, but I just find it more interesting that Osamu's a weak character, but he still has that sense of principle. And another thing I like about his sense of principle is that like he is willing to take he's willing to take responsibility for the consequences of his respons of not his responsibility, the consequences of his actions. So like see when he went there to save his comrades, or not comrades, his classmates, like even if he survived, he knew there was probably a chance that he'll be kicked off border. And like even though he really wanted to stay in border to like look after Chica for his mentor, I mean for his mentor's sake, he was willing to risk that just to follow his own principle, and I respect that a lot. I respect that a lot because that's one of the things I like about him. He has that main character mentality that like, oh, I got to protect people, I got to protect everyone, I have to do this for everyone and all that. But he doesn't really have the power to do it, which makes it interesting. And I like how like he's in a lot of situations where he gets credit for stuff where he feels like he doesn't deserve it, because it just because you can see it in him that he's just really infuriated that he wants to get stronger. Like and like the 2 chapters ago, I think it was when he was having the dream, and like telling you about like how he met Jin and him not having the right aptitude to him having enough not having enough aptitude to be an effective border agent. I really like that because it just again it always hints on his desire to just become stronger and his frustration with himself that he is not strong enough to protect the people he loves. And if he was only stronger, maybe he could have prevented like the abduction of his mentor. Or was he killed? I think he was abducted. Yeah, because I remember the episode, like I think episode 9. Yeah, that the one in anime. Like Chica was saying how like she's happy that her best friend and her brother could still be alive. So yeah, he was abducted. He wasn't killed. At least if he was, we don't know if he's dead or not. But if he had enough power, he could have done that. And I just like that because I can tell that he's gonna be a character that's gonna grow. But like back to his principles, like this chapter just showed it. Because like, ah. I understand why they do it because they need a fallout guy. They need a scapegoat, and unfortunately, Osamu just has to be that guy. Like it makes sense for him to be that, for them to just pin it on Osamu. Because again, he's also he is a what would you call it? He's trouble for them. I mean, they gave him all these. He gave him the awards and stuff, but he's definitely trouble because he's an agent that doesn't necessarily. He's not. They're not able to control him. So having an uncontrollable agent like that, and he is loved by the public. Like it's just I think that they may be doing this so that like as they pinpoint the blame to him, they're hoping like oh he'll be like a dog on his leash, like okay you'll be us more. But like my man Osamu, like obviously like Kuga was like he was just like oh do you want us to go beat him up, and just like no this is really my fault, and I just liked how Kuga was just like yeah you're a terrible liar dude, or no. I know if it was translated better, not that I'm hating the translators. Thank you for translating the thing. Like, thank you, because like we had like droughts without World Trigger, and I was just like, oh, because like without these droughts, like on Joshi's videos for like Weekly Shonen Jump, which is now just weekly manga, I'll be like, I'll be sure that I'll be running World Trigger consistently, and I feel like it'll be getting a much more bigger fan base because of that. But like anyway, like who's like Cougar would like straight up said, "You make up the stupidest lies." I love that line. I love it when Cougar says that. Excuse me, man. I'm swearing like a hog. And like you're thinking like if you're swearing some like why don't you take off the jumper? Because this jumper is it's man. Like look at the back. Bam. Yep. I got it from my MMA team. Like even though I haven't been doing it recently because of an injury or something, but I ordered this time gun and I got it, and I was like, yes, I gotta wear it. I gotta wear it. But yeah, you make up the stupidest lies or something, and someone's just like, oh, someone's going in. He's going in because man, like I really like that dude. That dude, the business dude. The guy who got them to come over here, because like ever since like before, like I knew that he's an interesting person. Like he like unlike the other two, and I respect the other two. I respect the other two, the fat dude and the whitehead dude. I respect them because like at the end of the day, they're doing the job and they're doing like what they feel like is best for the company. So I respect that. But like you can tell he's a lot more thinkative and more. He reminds me of Littlefinger from Game of Thrones. Like he's that type of dude. Like, but at the same time, you can tell like he has like an interest in Osamu. He's interested in Osamu, so I kind of like that dynamic. But like, oh, where was I? I'm just hyped. I want to because I want to see what this. By the way, this could amount to nothing. But I'm just curious because Osamu is a very interesting character, and the way like, like, bam. Need calm myself down a bit. I'm a bit overhyped, but the fact that like obviously like he brought them there for a reason, and then like Osamu was just like no he's going in there. Osamu's going in there. He's gonna fight for himself, and I really respect that. Again, I really because I honestly thought he was just gonna take a beating, because I don't know. I just thought that's the Osamu way. Like I thought like he would just take responsibility. He might take responsibility for that, and if he does, I'll still be impressed with him because that's like taking responsibility for all of that. That's like really scary shit, and like I can see like that might be the strength that the editor was talking about with Osamu. Like he has a very strong personality and very strong character and conviction. Like the dude, like okay, this is the thing. Like back at the what's it called? Large scale nearing the end of the large scale invasion. Like the dude, like turned off his trigger, so he went back into his normal form. Okay, Yuma did that, but at the same time, Yuma can still use some of his Black Trigger abilities. I'm not sure if he can use some of it or all of them. Like, he can still use that part while he's in his base, quote unquote, base form, because it's like a substitute. It's a substitute body within a substitute, because it's a substitute for his real body, which is like dead or something, or on the verge of being dead. But like for Osamu to do that, because he can't do trigger stuff with his normal body, and like that, because I was thinking like when Jin said like the worst thing that could happen is Osamu dying, and like I was thinking like how can he die? Because like your Tron body is like. But also that's how he can die, could die, because like he de-triggered himself in order to like prevent that what's it called, that cubifying trigger to work on him, but like but that also made him very vulnerable to the attacks of Dimension Lady. So that's a lot of respect, because again he's not a strong character. In fact, his amplitude is lower than average. So in fact, he's probably one of the weakest characters. He's among the weaker characters, even probably weaker than some of the trainees when it comes to his Tron level. So it's a really respectable. He's a really respectable character, and I like it. So I'm curious about what he's going to do, and I liked when that dude said like, it's not that I'm on Osamu's side, it's that I feel like I'm gonna like misquote this, but I feel like every hero should have an opportunity to fight back, and that's how the chapter ends with Osamu just walking in and like they're going, "What are you doing here?" Because I like it. Like yeah, that's the word I was looking. He's a troublemaker. He's got justice heart, and he's got just heart, and he's got strong conviction, strong personality, strong conviction, and he obviously cares for saving people, saving lives. But at the end of the day, for them, he's a troublemaker, because he's not the type of dog that'll just obey you all the time. He thinks for himself, and he goes with his own convictions, and that's what I like about him. That's what I like about Yuma as well. Yuma's a troublemaker as well. Like he's a more obvious type of troublemaker, because Yuma just fucks shit up. But now I think about it, they're both troublemakers. In their own unique ways, they're both troublemakers. And I feel like that's that's what draws me to them. They don't always obey the authority. They go with their instincts, they follow their heart. And like they accept especially Osamu, well actually I say both, but like in this case more Osamu because of this chapter, because Osamu is more highlighted in this chapter, but like they both they both accept the consequences of their own actions. They are responsible troublemakers, and those are my favorite types of troublemakers, not those like people go like, yeah, I cause all these trouble, but like when the consequences come back to me now, so like, why is this happening to me? Oh, I didn't mean to pull the trigger. No, shut the fuck up. No, someone who's just like, yeah, I did this. I accept what comes to me, and I respect it. I respect it. It's fucking manly. Ugh. I think that's enough of me fanboying over this chapter and the large scale invasion arc. Expect some kind of discussion about it soon, but hey, actually don't expect anything, because fuck it, I told you to expect the Shaman King review, and it's still not up yet. I'll be getting down on that eventually. No promises that. No, I'll get it to you. I promise I'll get it to you, but no promises, Ren. So this has been the Primary Hunter, my fanboying reaction to World Trigger Chapter 84, and a bit of the large scale invasion arc, and plus looking a bit more deeper into Osamu Mikumo's character. It's for me to you, signing out. Peace, suckers. That might be my new outro.